What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Hunter, and today I'm going to be doing something completely different from anything else I've ever done on this channel before. But before we get started, don't forget to like this video, comment down below if you have any questions at any point in the video. I will get back to you, and don't forget to subscribe. So today I am going to be talking about credit and how I was able to bring my score from the low 500s now to between 750 and 785. There's not one simple answer. I had posted on my Instagram story the other day that I was really proud of myself for where my credit score is at. Because it took a while. So there's not like a magic answer that I have that I can give you and be like, do this one thing and your credit will shoot up 200 points. That's not really what today's about. But I'm just gonna tell you guys about what I did personally and then just go over a couple of things that I feel like helped and that are important. And it's unfortunate because I feel like we don't learn about this stuff in school, or at least I didn't. So straight out of high school, I got my very first credit card. And I knew nothing about credit. I knew nothing about how I should be spending it, how I should be paying it off. And it wasn't like a super high limit card. I think it was only like $400 maybe. But at that time, I was just out of high school. I wasn't working. I had no business getting a credit card because I couldn't pay it off. So that right away hurt my credit because I think I maxed it out. It was above the limit, so it was past 400, and I never paid it off. Or maybe I paid it off and then I closed it. I closed that account, which is also a big no-no. So that's one of my tips that I have written down. But yeah, so if you are starting from scratch, meaning you don't have credit, you don't have any credit cards, you don't have anything in your name, which is very possible. I didn't for a long time. Well, besides that stupid credit card that I did. Even if you do have credit and you just want to repair it, my biggest advice would be to download Credit Karma for one. I know a lot of people say like, oh, that's not your real score and blah, blah, blah. That may be, right? Like it may be a little off of what your bank is telling you versus what like another app that I have is Experian. So I would say download Experian and download Credit Karma. The good thing about Credit Karma is it's gonna show you everything that you have in your name. So I will go ahead and pull up mine just so I can show you guys. Right now I have a 753 and a 785, which is really awesome. I've never seen those numbers for myself, but that's like the main page. When you open up Credit Karma, that's what it's gonna show you, your TransUnion and your Equifax. If you scroll all the way down, it's gonna show you, so it shows my current score. My score change since last year has gone up 85 points, and since joining it's gone up 142 points. And then you scroll up a little bit and it shows your okay, it shows your credit health, but it's going to show your payment history, your card usage, your credit age. That also plays a big number. So like I said, if you don't have any credit cards, you don't have anything in your name, you definitely want to start because that can have an impact on your credit as well. It's going to show your total accounts and it's going to show your hard inquiries. So like the things that are hurting your credit, I have 6. I'm not sure exactly what they are. I could go in. But basically, this is going to show you everything in your name. So this is showing me home loans, auto loans, student loans, collections, credit cards, your total credit limit, all that stuff. So I just feel like it's helpful to be able to see what you have and kind of keep track that way. Okay, so my light just died. Give me 1 second. All right, we're back with a different light, so hopefully it's good enough. Okay, where were we? Download Credit Karma and Experian. Okay. Once you get on there, this is if you already have credit, bad credit, whatever. It'll show you certain collections, whatever. You can go in and dispute those. Like if any of those are inaccurate, they have the wrong address, they have the wrong name, a misspelling of your name, you can go and dispute them. And a lot of times they'll get taken off because they don't want to deal with it. So that doesn't hurt. As far as any other collections that you have, I have some. I have no idea what they're from. I need to go in and dispute them. But also, if you can't pay them, like if they're just way too high, they will fall off your credit. Over the course of like 7 years, it'll slowly affect your credit less and less. So if it's like an astronomical number and you're not gonna pay it off, just let it go. If it's something low and you can call and settle that account, meaning agree on a lower amount that you pay off in payments or whatever the case, do that. Okay, for the people that don't have credit, go and open a prepaid credit card. That is what I did after the whole credit fiasco after high school. When I started rebuilding my credit a couple years ago, I opened a prepaid credit card. That was my first credit card. So basically I opened mine with $400. I think you can pick an amount. I forget, it's been a while. But you pick an amount, you pay to have that credit card. So basically if you ever wanted to close it, you could get that money back. But like I said, or maybe I haven't said, you don't want to close accounts. If you are not using the card, let it be, but don't close it, because I learned that it can hurt your credit. But open up a credit card, a prepaid credit card, and just start using that. Make sure you pay it off, make sure it's a low balance. But that's the best way to start. Don't go applying for all these big bank credit cards, whatever, just don't do that right off the bat. After 3 to 6 months of consistently using that and building up a tiny bit of credit with that, then you can go to wherever you bank or wherever you want to open a credit card and go apply for a credit card. Another good thing about Credit Karma is it will show you different cards that you can get with the credit that you currently have. It'll tell you your approval odds of getting that card. For me, I just went, where did I go? I actually don't even have one with my own bank. I was working with a credit repair person at the time who got me a credit card through Navy Federal. So if you have somebody, a family member, whoever in the military, ex-military, they're a great one to go to. But like I said, wherever. Open that first main credit card after the prepaid one at a place that does not have annual fees. Okay, we don't want to start off on the wrong foot like American Express and all these other fancy cards that have high annual fees or whatever. No fees, normal card. Okay, one of the biggest things that has helped me is my credit card usage and the way I pay off my card. So I was told by the credit repair person that I was working with a few years ago never to go over 30%. So right now on my Credit Karma, it says that my usage is at 5.5%, which is really good. It's really low. I have, I think, a little over $33,000 in available credit to me between all the cards that I have. You don't need a ton of cards. Build it slowly. Different cards I have are for different things. Like I have the prepaid one. I don't touch that anymore. I never use it. Oh, and also on the prepaid one, after you start paying all that on time, they'll up your limit. So they'll give you credit after a certain amount of time. Anyways, yeah, so I have different cards for different things. I have one through Alaska since I fly every 2 weeks. So with that one, I'm able to build up miles and whatever. That one does have an annual fee, but I've been on my credit journey for a while, so it's fine. But yeah, you want to keep your usage under 30%. So if you get a credit card and the limit is $1,000, you never want to exceed a balance of $300. Plain and simple, don't do it. Don't ever max out your card unless you 1000% have the funds to pay it off the next day or well before the due date. Okay, just keep it under 30%. It looks really good when you go to apply for bigger things like a car, a house, all that shit. So people that have existing credit and bad credit and they want to build it, the first thing that I would suggest doing is get a notebook for one, write down, or if whatever works best for you. Credit Karma will show you all your debts. Sometimes for me personally, I like writing things down so I can like visualize it a little bit better. But you want to start paying down your debts from smallest to biggest. It's the easiest way. So if you have something sitting in collections for $30, just pay it. If you have a credit card that is, your interest is just getting charged and charged and charged, but it's only a couple $100s, just slowly work on making payments to those smaller ones and get those taken care of first before trying to tackle the big ones. It's just, I think they call it like the snowball effect. I don't really know, but that's what I did. And I'm still doing it. I still don't have my credit cards paid off in full from stupid shit that I bought a couple years ago. Well, maybe like a year ago, but it's the easiest way and it makes you like feel like you're getting somewhere. Okay, the other main thing that I think has built my credit, besides keeping my balances 30% or under, is paying my credit card twice a month. So it's called the 3-15 rule. So say your credit card is due every month on the 20th. You're going to set up an automatic payment for the 17th, so 3 days before, and then you're gonna set up one for the 5th, which is 15 days before. And I do that every month for every card I have. So you're paying it twice a month. I don't know what exactly it does. I learned about it, like I said a few years ago, but I think it like tricks the system somehow. I honestly forget the details, but do it. So like, say you only have $100 that you're gonna put towards the credit card that month, 50 on the 5th and 50 on the 17th, or whenever your 3-day and 15-day period is, do that. If you already have bad credit, if you already have existing credit cards and you're trying to build your credit, don't open anything new. That's gonna hurt you. Anytime you apply for something, anytime you take out more money or whatever the case, like don't go get a new car, don't apply for a house, don't do any of those things until you've paid off your cards. Because then when it's time to go get the car, go get the house, whatever, you'll be in a much better position. Another thing, if you are behind or whatever, you have to stop yourself from spending on those cards. Just don't touch it. Take it out of your wallet, hide it somewhere in your house, whatever you have to do, but do not touch them. I know shit gets hard, especially right now. The economy sucks, and sometimes it's easy to just reach for that credit card and be like, oh, well, I'll just put it on the card and I'll take care of it later. We all have been there where we do that and then it doesn't get paid. So if you are actively trying to up that credit, the best thing you can do is get those balances decreased. So stop spending on the cards, get rid of them, hide them, whatever you gotta do. Don't spend another dime on the credit cards, okay, until they're paid off. And then you can slowly start using them as long as you keep them under 30%. Another thing I have written down is don't close accounts, which I already touched on. It does nothing good for you. Even if you've paid them off, which is what I did with that very first credit card, it hurts your credit. I have no idea why, but just don't do it. If you don't use it, put the card away somewhere and just don't use it and it'll just sit there. I think I have like 2 credit cards that I literally do not touch ever. They're just sitting at a 0 balance and it doesn't hurt me because I'm not closing them. I don't know that it does anything for me, but they're there if I need them, I guess. One thing that a lot of people were saying, I asked a poll on Instagram if you guys had any specific questions. One was about medical debt. For me personally, I can relate. If you know me, you know my health has been a roller coaster for the last few years of my life. And before I got the insurance I have now, when I was younger, I had a ton of medical debt. I didn't touch it, okay? And I'm not saying like don't pay your bills, but I was in a position where it wasn't gonna happen. There was just so much of it, and it actually does not have a huge impact on your credit score compared to all these other things like payment history. You always wanna be on time, and the usage. Those are 2 big things. The medical debt is like another category on your credit, and it doesn't have a big impact. So like if you had a kid and you have a $30,000 bill or a $100,000 bill, I don't know, I don't have kids, but I've seen these videos, right? Just let it go. Also, I am not a professional. I might insert this at the beginning, but this is just what has worked for me personally. My credit was literally at like 500 or 550 before I got my first apartment, and it was a struggle to get an apartment. and now I'm at a 785. Okay, so this is just what's worked for me. I am not a professional. Okay, one other thing I have on here is on Credit Karma, they have a section where it shows you what's impacting your credit the most. So it'll show you like certain accounts that are hurting you, or your credit card's probably with the highest balance, and yada, yada, yada. It's just, if you get that app, go through it all. Like, just see what's on there. You can get an idea of what you got to do. Also, somebody had asked me how long did it take. I would say I was able to improve my credit to like a 600 or maybe like a 620. I want to say fairly quickly, because I did dispute a few things that were on my credit report and they came off, and that automatically boosted my credit, as well as paid off a couple balances. I don't remember if they were cards or collections or what it was, but they were smaller and I had the money, so I just did it, and that automatically boosted my credit as well. But it takes time. It's gonna take a year, 2 years to get up there. I have heard that once you get past, like, my camera died. Anyways, I was saying that I have heard that once you get past like the high 700s or like 800s, it doesn't do much for you. Like, the difference between 800 and 850 is whatever. I don't really know where I was going with that, but I feel like I hopefully went over everything that I did. If there's any other questions that you guys have, make sure to leave them down below and I will try and answer them for you. Like I said, I'm not a professional. This is just what's worked for me. You have to be patient and you have to be disciplined. That's a big one. I know things are rough and we don't just have $10,000 to pay off all of our debt, but if you make the coffee at home, make the dinner at home a couple extra days or nights a week, and put that 50, 100 extra dollars towards paying shit off, it will help and it will pay off, because then you can apply for the cars and the houses and whatever you want and get the best interest rates and get the best payments and whatever. But it does take time, but just stick with it. And yeah, I hope that helped. I kind of felt like I was rambling a little bit, but I tried to write down what people asked and what I felt like were the biggest help for me, which again was the paying the card twice a month and keeping my usage, now that I've paid everything down pretty far, to under 30%. I'm really excited because next month I'm going to have my 2 biggest credit cards paid off, which took me almost a year because I bought stupid stuff, okay? But we don't make mistakes. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was like somewhat helpful. If I didn't answer your question, like I said, leave me a comment down below. Or if you have any other tips that I did not cover, which I'm sure there's a bunch because this is all new to me too. So if you have any other tips that have worked for you or that you've learned, anything like that, leave them down below for other people to read so that we can all benefit and all have great credit. And yeah. So anyways, thanks for watching this random video that I put on my channel, and I will see you guys in the next one.